One.
Hi guys, Jeremy Lindquist here with TrueFit MN. I'm going to go through a workout with you guys today. What we're going to do is go through a warm-up together. I'll guide you through the different movements we're going to do to loosen up the joints, warm up the muscles, kind of get ready for the main workout. Then I'll take you through a simple strength routine. There's 5 exercises that we can do around the house using pretty simple things commonly found in your household, so nothing special for equipment needed. I'll also show many different levels of progressions for each movement, so anybody of any level can join in and take it to a decent difficulty that matches their ability. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through these exercises together first. Alright, we got our warm-ups. So we'll do a hip flexor stretch. We'll do a child's pose, stretch out some of the shoulders in the back. Alright, we're going to do a single frog stretch, so inner groin, inner thigh. Then we're going to do a runner's lunge, one of my favorites, to loosen up the hips some more. Followed by a pigeon stretch, great for the outside of the hips and the glutes. Especially if we've been inside too long, it's going to feel great. We're going to do a thoracic spine rotation stretch, so we're going to get a little bit of rotation in the back, loosen up some of that tension you might have in the upper shoulders. And then we're going to do a single leg series where we're going to loosen up the hips in a circle pattern and swing pattern. So you'll get more information about that and I'll guide you through that. Then we're going to go ahead and attack that strength workout. We're going to go 3 rounds. Each exercise is going to be 20 seconds of work with a 30-second break in between, okay? So they're not very long for workout durations, but they're going to be higher intensity. And I'm going to show 1, 2, and 3 levels of difficulty for you. So 1 will be the easiest format, 3s will be the more advanced format, considering we don't have weights, okay? And then I'll give you a little challenge at the end. It's going to be a little conditioning challenge. What I pose a question to you is consider trying to start off a little harder today on one of your workouts, and then let's see what the best score you can get. We're going to count the total completed reps at that level, and maybe we'll post that in the comments below, and we'll be able to kind of challenge each other, keep each other a little more accountable to push our intensity. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. Let me go set this up and let's start it off. So today for equipment, all you're going to need, maybe a mat. You can do it on the carpet as well, but this just gives me a little bit more comfort. I have a rolled up towel just for anything I'm going to be doing with kneeling. I have a chair from my dining room table, and then just a backpack with a bunch of books weighted in it. So I have some ways to make it more challenging, difficult for some of our movements today, okay? Take one of your towels and just simply roll it up so you got a little bit of a cushion to kneel on, okay? Doesn't need to be fancy, but what I want to do is be able to put my knee right on that, so it just gives me a little bit of padding. We're going to go into a kneeling position with my left foot out in front. The heel is just underneath the knee. I want to have a nice tall position through the hips. From here, what I want to do is push everything forward, the hips forward, this knee in front of the toe. You're going to feel that stretch right here in this hip flexor. If you want to increase that stretch, you can squeeze that glute, this butt muscle back here. That'll basically lock in that hip girdle, and you'll start to feel that stretch right in the hip flexor pretty well. Keep that posture up nice and tall. If I lean forward, it takes away that stretch. So keep your posture upright. Let's do that for 20, 30 seconds. All right, giving that glute a good squeeze. When you do relax that, go ahead and bring the other knee down. And we're going to switch sides, same position setup. Squeeze that glute and drive everything forward so you get that stretch. It's really important to maintain that posture yet again, okay? The next one we're going to do, guys, is called a child's pose stretch. So we're going to move that off our way. Come on your mat. Take your knees just a little bit wider than your hips, all right? Not too wide. And sit your butt back over your heels almost. Take your hands, start to walk them up to the head of the mat or way out in front of your shoulders. And you're going to sink your forehead to the ground. So what I'm trying to do is open up my armpits as far as possible and stretch behind the shoulders, lengthening the lats. You can start to roll your shoulders out like an outward shrug, just to loosen up that mid-back. Remember, keep pushing those hips back. Reach through your fingertips on that, all right? So 30, 40 seconds for that stretch. Then we're going to do a single frog stretch, okay? So still keep that knee in position on the left side. we're gonna put that right foot out, straight out to the side. Notice how the foot is flat, toe is pointing straight forward. Okay, you can start on your hands or you can come down to your forearms. And then I wanna sit my butt back over my heel. So the further I push my hips back, the tighter you're gonna get that stretch on the inner thigh and the groin. And you can rock forward and back to keep it dynamic. That way you get a little bit of relaxation and then a little bit deeper stretch every time you do this. You're gonna do that for about 20-30 seconds, and then you're gonna switch legs. Again, settle in, come down low. Try to get yourself as flat to the ground as you can. Remember, keep that foot flat as well, okay? This knee should be pretty straight. That thigh should be getting a good stretch as I rock back and forth. Very good, guys. All right, the next one we're gonna do is called the runner lunge. So from this kneeling position, I wanna push my foot up here again. Take both hands inside your heel. All right, flat palms if you can. If you need to go to fist, that's okay as well. Take your rear leg and start to creep it off the ground, all right? So you get a nice wide split on the thighs, and we're gonna wobble your body around in a little circle format. So I'm just gonna shift forward, to the right, back, to the left. Doing about 5 full circles like this. You're gonna loosen up the crevices of the hips pretty well here. All right. After my 5 or 6, I'm gonna switch legs up. Again, push that heel up, both hands inside the heel. Notice how that knee is right outside my shoulder, trying to get low. Start to work that circle shift. Just to loosen up inside the hips here. 5 or 6 full circles. Very good, guys. The next one we're gonna do is a pigeon stretch. My favorite setup for this is if you start sitting on your right butt cheek, okay? I can put my knee up here in front on the edge of the mat, and we're gonna cross that leg over. Take the other leg and start to reach it back, and I'm gonna start to walk my hands out in front of my shin. And if you have to stop here because of tightness in the glute, that's fine. But if you can, keep going. Try to get yourself perpendicular to the mat and see if you can come down to your forearms. So I still have that leg crossed over here. I'm feeling that stretch on the outside of the hip. Should feel really good, a little tight. That's okay, that's good right now. Take some deep breaths as you hold that stretch. If you want to lengthen out even further, you can reach your hands out and sink yourself down for a tighter stretch. We'll relax that side, swivel and pivot. Start here on the left, walk yourself out. Find the position you can maintain and give it a good hold for 20 or 30 seconds. Remember, focusing on your breathing. It's really common to have one hip be tighter than the other one, so don't be surprised if one is much more restricted than the other. Just do your best with that one, okay? All right, our next one, we're gonna release out of that, is our our thoracic spine rotation. Okay, so here I'm gonna keep the knees spread out about hip width. I got my hands underneath my shoulders. Take your right hand, all right, you're gonna go palm up facing you. You're gonna slide it behind the left arm and drop the ear and the shoulder to the ground. And I'm gonna reach through as far as I can. Feel that stretch go across the middle of your back. And then I wanna open this hand up and reach for the sky. Opening that chest as far as I can. Still keeping both knees in contact. You're gonna reach through again. And open it up. Let's do 4 or 5 rotations like that for that side. And then go to the other side as well. Be sure to follow your eyes with your hand, all right? Follow your hand with your eyes. So that way you get your head to turn with your back. And you get a full rotation through that thoracic spine. Okay guys, our last one, it's like more of a series, okay? Just wanna loosen up the hips some more. So we're gonna start with a balance. We're gonna circle the thigh in a circle out. So we're gonna raise the knee, turn that foot out, and then bring it back underneath you. I'm working on trying to stabilize and balance my body, not trying to let my torso turn. If you're falling all over the place, lacking a little bit of balance, go ahead and use a chair and help that keep you balanced and stable. We're gonna go about 5 or 6 circles out. We'll go 5 or 6 circles in. Okay, after that, you're gonna switch over to the other side. If you need to move your chair, that's okay. Reposition yourself. Start to circle out. Circle in. Very good. We're gonna go leg swings next, guys. So with this right leg, I'm gonna bring it as high as I can in front and behind. Try to maintain the same posture. You shouldn't be tilting forward and back when you swing through. Maintain that and let your hip go into a full range of motion. You can use the chair or not, your choice. Make sure you do 6 to 8 on each side here. Just keep it, focus on the thigh by itself. Don't try to tense up and lock everything in together, okay? Let it swing pretty freely here. All right, the last set of this series is gonna be a lateral swing out. So we're just gonna let the leg cross over slightly in front of the other foot, and then we're gonna guide that heel out, trying to maintain my posture and my balance here. Again, this is a good test for you. If you can stabilize yourself while going through the swings, you have pretty good glutes firing up. Make sure you go ahead and do the other side as well. Okay. This one is a bit of a challenge. That's okay. You should feel that right on the outside of the hip, AIT band there. Alright guys, so that's the warm-up series. We're going to go ahead and talk about our strength series. So remember, everything is going to be 3 levels of difficulty. You can choose which level you like to attempt to do or give it a shot, and then you can always regress down if you feel like you need to do something a little easier, okay? 20 seconds of work, and then we're going to get 30 seconds of rest. Alright? What I want you to do is try the best difficulty level you can. Try to count how many reps you get. And in that recovery time, what you can do is you can kind of record what your score is, get your rep scheme. Alright, and then for the whole 5 movement series, let us know what your score is. Alright, it might be a good way to engage and challenge each other. It could be a lot of fun, alright? Same thing for the conditioning aspect. Alright, our first movement is going to be this single leg stand up. So you guys are going to be using most likely just a chair from your dining. Alright, so I got my chair from the dining room. Alright, it's about knee height, that's why I like the way this chair is. You can use something lower for more difficulty. You can even use a lawn chair if you have something, as long as it can support you. Okay. When I set up, I want to balance on my right heel here, so I'm going to pull it a little bit behind my right knee, but it's all going to be stacked straight on top of each other, hip, knee, and ankle. Okay, we're going to have that left leg straight, and I'm just going to pivot the heel on the edge right here. So I'm not going to put a lot of weight into it, but I just want to be able to use it to help me get up. So level 1 is going to be using that pivot heel. All right, now I'm going to try to stand up without my hands directly through that right leg. 90% of the weight is going to be in that right leg. So lean in, drive through that heel, stand up, and then slowly sit back. Okay, when I start to stand forward, do not let that knee cave in towards the other knee. All right, try to direct it out. Keep it actually in line. So keep it steady and strong as you stand up. All right, level 2, you guys are going to actually be lifting that foot off the ground and trying to keep it off the ground. Okay, so I'm still going to have my hands free from the chair. Lean forward. You're going to stand straight up and then sit back very slowly and gradually. Okay, so you're going to try to get as many completed reps where you don't let the heel touch the ground. And then level 3, you guys are going to add a little bit of weight to it. So I could just put a backpack with some books in it, some weight, or bottles of water, however you want to do it. Grab by the sides, and I can do some weighted versions of this. And even that can make it a little more challenging. Control your center mass. So you'll do that weight, that leg up. You're going to do as many reps as you can without touching that heel down, all right? We're going to do each leg for 20 seconds, but you're still going to get that break in between, okay? So you're going to get as many as you can in that time. Our second movement is going to be push-ups, all right? So level 1, you guys will probably be kneeling. If you want your towel to put on your knees, underneath, sorry. All right, you can go ahead and set that up. What I want to do is set up where I have my hips extended and my body's kind of long, but I'm still leaning on the knees here. If you want to pick your feet off the ground, that'll help you engage a little bit better. Keep the hips long, okay? A lot of people, when we set up on this, is they want to tuck the hips down or kind of peek the butt out, but that does a lot of pressure on the lower back. So what I want you to try to do is pull your hip flexors towards your ribs. So you're going to tuck your hips underneath you, okay? So you want to get long in the back. That way we can let off that pressure off the back and you can engage your core more. So you're going to squeeze your glutes I got my hands just outside my shoulders, leaning out a little bit because I'm leaning forward. And we're gonna drive those elbows back a little bit so they're not straight out. All right, I wanna keep them back, and then I wanna press back up. My depth, all right, is going until I get 90 degrees or better in the elbows, and then drive back up. And I'm gonna keep my chin away from the ground. So I'm not gonna dive my chin to the ground. All right, I'm gonna keep my back and my head in a neutral position and press through like that, okay? The more time you spend on your knees, the more you may want that towel underneath there for cushion, okay? Level 2, guys. Okay, you might use a chair for this. What I would do is take the corners to get the widest possible grip you can. And you're gonna do an incline push-up. So we're gonna take some of the weight off your arms, but we're gonna make it a little harder than kneeling. You guys are gonna take the palms, get them square on the chair, lower yourself down 90 degrees, and press back up. Keeping my body in a nice straight line, keeping my chin back. You guys will do this the best you can, all right, for that 20 seconds. And of course, level 3, we're gonna make it just a classic push-up. So when you set up, all right, what I like to do is start from the bottom, get my hands underneath. What I have my do is, my legs are locked out, quads are squeezing strong, glutes are tight, my back is straight, okay? Don't let your hips sink. Also, don't pike your butt up in the air. Keep it flat, just like a plank. You're gonna drive those elbows back as you lower, press back up, getting as many reps as you can there for 20 seconds as well, okay? All right, number 3 is gonna be a lateral movement. So, we have 3 variations here. Level 1, we're not gonna have a whole lot of jumping around. I'm gonna let you guys work on loading and unloading from a lateral plane of movement. All right, so what we're gonna do is stay on together at the feet. I'm gonna step out wide to the right. Notice how my toes still facing forward. I'll move this towel out of the way, okay? What I wanna do is I wanna slide my hips down like an escalator into this right side bottom pocket. You're gonna take this single leg squat basically and keep this leg straight. I got my chest up, my hands out in front. Drive back to my center point. Go to that left side, okay? Focusing on everything lining up on that left side. Remember, I'm sliding my weight down to the bottom corner. All right, so kind of making a little pyramid with your hips, okay? So that path happens in a 45-degree angle of each way. So level 1, you're gonna be alternating as many as you can do in 20 seconds. Just like that, okay? Level 2, you're gonna start off one side of the mat. You're gonna try to get over to the other side of the mat. We're gonna do a ice skater, so we're gonna bound out. Even if it's just a long step, that's okay, but you're gonna cross the other leg behind and do a little tap, okay? Cross, tap. All right, so either it's a bound or a step, all right? You're gonna have that pattern happening. Try to get as many completed taps as you can. And level 3, you guys are gonna do that bound as big as you can, and we're gonna push off this outside leg. When I land, I'm gonna try to balance on that outside leg on the other side, but I'm not gonna touch down a foot. So I'm gonna drive out, try to stabilize the hips without a touching point, okay? I'm not gonna let my thighs touch each other. All right, I'm not gonna let the foot touch. I'm gonna try to balance and stabilize. That'll be really good, really challenging for you. If you don't get that balance component, all right, don't count yourself for that rep. Try to push yourself to be the best you can, okay? Lastly, lastly, we got 2 more, okay? We're gonna do V-ups, all right? So number 4 is the V-ups. There's a few series here, all right? The V-up shape is where I'm gonna bring in my chest off the ground, my back off the ground. I'm also gonna be picking up 1 or both feet off the ground, okay? So, easiest format, level 1, is you're gonna take your right hand, your left leg, bring them up near each other, and I'm gonna sit up and reach and touch somewhere along my shin. So as long as I'm touching below my knee and down towards my sock, that's fair game for level 1, all right? You're just trying to make that contact where you're getting the shoulder blades off the ground. Notice how I'm keep switching sides? All right, that's what I want you to do. I want you to keep alternating. Level 2, you guys are gonna go all the way for full range of motion. You're gonna test and touch your toe, okay? Same thing, alternating, but now I gotta touch all the way up to my shoe or my big toe, and I'm gonna keep switching off. Make sure you bring your hands back. All right. Level 3, you guys are gonna get the hardest part. You're gonna have both hands reach overhead. You're gonna have both feet pick up same time. We're gonna find balance on your butt. Reach up, try to touch your toes. So I gotta keep my legs straight, flex my toes up, and you're gonna make one quick sling right up for the toes, okay? So you're gonna get as many as you can with those double V-ups. All right, guys, lastly, we're gonna be doing a squat progression. So the first level, level 1, you guys will grab your chair again, okay? Now I'm gonna use this because if you don't have a lot of familiarity with your squat form, what I want you to do is think about sitting down, you get your hands full, all right? You don't have an option to grab anything, so what you gotta do is you gotta keep your body posture maintained upright, okay? You're gonna use your core, you're gonna push your hips back, and we're gonna find that seat with my butt. Now, the best balance is a little bit wider, so your feet are gonna be opened out a little bit, toes turned out, and I wanna make sure my knees go out. If my knees buckle in, I lose a lot of my function of my glute, okay? So now it becomes more of a quad movement. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna drive everything outwards and stick my butt back, okay? So from here, what I would do is put my hands right in front of your chest or out in front of you. What you're gonna do is you're gonna push your butt back first before you bend your knees. Start to drive the knees apart as you sit back. Make that contact and then stand back up. All right, you're gonna try to get in that pattern right there. Hips back, sit and stand. All right, so it's pretty safe. If you feel uneasy about it, okay, you can have yourself near the chair and do it from the side. So what that would look like, all right, I would just act like I'm right here. If I need to have that hand ready to go, feel free to be safe, okay? Okay, secondly, we're gonna do a squat with the backpack. So you guys can take it right by the sides and hold it close to you. Now you're not gonna have the chair to sit to. We're gonna work on sitting into a deeper position where my hips are at my knee level here, okay? Still wanna maintain that body upright position and then drive back up. So notice how my knees still flare out. I'm just gonna keep this backpack right here about my chin height, or at least where my hands are, and try to maintain that upright position. So you can do that as many times as you can in 20 seconds. And then level 3, you guys are gonna do thrusters, okay? So a thruster is where we do that squat movement. We have that backpack in front of us, and then we finish with the press all the way overhead, lock out. For this, what I would do is grab it by the top and bottom, so you have something a little pinch onto, okay? Take your squat stance, keep that posture up. You're gonna squat down all the way, drive straight up, press overhead. So either press straight up overhead, or you can even press out in front of you a little bit, so you can rebound a little quicker. Okay, but what we're doing is we're moving that mass very quickly as we challenge our body to go up and down to the full range of motion. 20 seconds, that'll probably get your heart rate up pretty well, especially depending on how much your backpack weighs. Okay guys, so that was one round through everything, all the different progressions. I want you to challenge yourself, pick up on one of those levels, go with the hardest one you can think of you can do first. If you need to scale down for the second and third round, that's okay. Just remember, go 20 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. Let's count the best number of reps you get for each round. Let's put that in the comments below, okay? And then the last score you guys are gonna do, I challenge you to do a half mile run walk, okay? Somewhere around your neighborhood, even if it's just down in back of the block. All right, do a run, walk, however fast you feel like you can maintain. And let's get a half mile. So there's a lot of good free apps on your phone. If you have an Apple Watch or some watch that can record your distance, use that. Let's get a time. You're gonna post the number of seconds it takes you. So if it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds, all right, then that's gonna be what, 150 seconds, okay? If it's 8 minutes long, that's fine. It's probably gonna be 480 for you on your score, okay? Part of that is your conditioning for today, okay? Challenge yourself, get a little bit of time on your feet. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Thank you for joining with me. I can't wait to see what you guys get.